In fall 2010, a young lady transferred to UC Berkeley with a major in rhetoric. She immigrated to the U.S. from Mexico at a very young age. She was raised in Southeast Los Angeles by hardworking parents. She graduated from Bell High School and earned a certificate in cosmetology and an AA degree in business administrations at Cerritos College. After 10 years, she transferred to UC Berkeley. She remained active in leadership and immigrant student organizations, interned at the Transfer Reentry Student Parent Center, and became a co-facilitator and mentor for their Starting Point mentorship program. Upon conducting research through the Undergraduate Research Apprentice Program, she became highly interested in education, in particular among the Latino student population. Following Berkeley, she began her doctoral program at UC Davis in school organization and educational policy. She plans to join the higher education community one day as a professor. So when I say 10 years, it's not how you start, it's how you finish. And I am delighted to introduce you to Elizabeth Cortez, but now she's Mrs. Elizabeth Flores, and proud transfer student of Cerritos College.
Hi, everyone. Can everybody hear me? Yes. Good. I'll try to speak loud enough. My name is Elizabeth Flores, as Marvelina mentioned. I'm really excited to be here and a little bit nervous, as you could tell, to be here today. I attended Cerritos College starting in the year 2000. When I first came to Cerritos, I didn't know what to expect. I felt lost. But I knew that I wanted to transfer and that I wanted to earn my bachelor's degree. I wanted to be a college graduate. Even without guidance, without role models, or without my family that could help me navigate the system, I knew that I could do it. Somehow, right? Today, I want to talk to you about the stages that have guided me through this process. There are 4 stages, as I've outlined them. The first stage is the abyss at community college. There's 2 stages at community college, so don't worry, that's not the only one. The second stage is the enlightenment stage, also here at community college. The next stage is the rebirth at UC Berkeley, and the stage that I'm currently in is transcending the grind at UC Davis. At Cerritos, I experienced the abyss stage. At least the first half was the abyss stage. I came in feeling lost, as I mentioned. I didn't know what requirements were necessary for me to transfer. I didn't know what major I needed to enroll in or take, or what would be more like that would help me transfer or be more likely for me to transfer. Took some of the wrong classes, like maybe some of you did. It took me 5 years to finally get to my enlightenment stage. After this happened in coincidence, or maybe not in coincidence, but as a result of becoming a permanent resident at that point. I enrolled after that in the cosmetology program. As Marvelina mentioned, I got my degree in cosmetology, or my license in cosmetology here at Davis. Oh, excuse me, Cerritos. But, you know, a year and a half later, I decided to refocus and figure out what I really wanted to do. Even though I love cosmetology, hair and makeup, I thought, you know, I really still want to go get that degree. And I decided to take some classes. I took 32 units. once I came back. And it required, of course, as some of the administrators may know, a counselor approval, because that was a lot of units. And, you know, I had to go through several counselors to finally get my approval, but the counselor that finally approved it actually became a really good mentor of mine. And he gave me really good advice: protect your GPA, you know, make sure that you know what classes you're taking, stay on track, things like that really helped me. So I credit him with me staying on the path once I finally came back. So after 10 years, I transferred to Berkeley. Go Bears. Nikkei, where are you at? Go Bears. After transferring, I still felt lost. Again, I had to learn how to navigate a new place again. Most of you will have to do that again. But, you know, I can tell you some truths and maybe a myth from being on the other side. You know, I can tell you that maybe you think that, you know, they'll be able to tell that I'm a transfer student. Guess what? They don't. They don't tell. And actually, some professors think that transfer students are some of the best students that they've ever had. Yeah, exactly. A truth, you know, several truths is that, yeah, there's going to be an increased workload. You're going to have more rigorous academic challenges coming up. There's going to be also an increase of experiences that you'll be able to have at your institution, wherever it is that you're going. You'll be exposed to new people, new places, and a new culture, which is going to be a nice change and a challenge for yourself to try to adapt to those situations. At UC Berkeley, I learned the power of community. This is a big, important factor that helped me succeed. Once I got there, I tried to see where my niche was going to be, where I could find a home, away from home, because I grew up in LA and I didn't know anything but LA. So I found those spaces like the Transfer Center and the Center for Student Leadership that really helped me navigate and kept me on the path to to graduate within 2 years. So at Berkeley, I developed as a leader. I also grew as a person, and I even raised my social consciousness through the organizations that I was a part of. I also learned about graduate school. You know, I didn't know anything about graduate school once. While I was here at Cerritos, I'd never, even in a million years, thought that I was going to be going to graduate school, because that wasn't even an idea in my mind. But at Berkeley, I learned about it. I had really good mentors and role models that helped me to think about what I wanted to do after Berkeley. I didn't even know there was an after Berkeley. You know, so just a seed to plant there. There might be something after. So I'll tell you a little bit about Davis. That's my transcending the grind stage, what I call it. I'm in a PhD program in education at UC Davis. Again, it's a new world, one that I have to learn to adapt to. I'm growing as a scholar, as a researcher. Sometimes I do feel lost, but I've been able to, again, build that community around me. And I've found some really good mentors and role models that have kind of guided me along the way during my first year there. I'm almost at the end. Finals are not over yet. So at Davis, I've been able to focus on what I plan to make my research agenda, and it's very relevant to where I'm standing at right now. I want to focus on access and equity in higher education, specifically at community colleges, and specifically among the Latino community. So I hope to research one day, or to make this my research agenda, and I have an upcoming research project where I'll be looking at the experience of Latino students at community college in their transitions to four-year universities. And that comes from personal experience, right? I went through it, you've been through it, so I'm trying to work to understand how better to get Latino students to transition to four-year universities. So all in all, it's been a roller coaster. You know, the grind continues. I've been able to stay focused on my passion, which is education. You know, I'd really like to say that I've I know that it's not always clear, the path is not always clear, and it always seems very daunting. But you've been up for the challenge so far. You've challenged yourself. Even if you didn't know, you challenged yourself. By coming here to Cerritos, you challenged yourself. By transferring now, you've challenged yourself. Every step of the way, you've been challenging yourself. The four-year institution that you're going to be attending is just another challenge that you're going to live up to. So don't be afraid. Be a little nervous, maybe. Nervous is good. Don't be afraid. You will succeed. I'd like to also thank some of the people that supported me through this process. Marvelina, she's been really amazing. Thank you for inviting me to speak today. My family has been very supportive. My husband, who surprised me here today, I didn't know he was coming, and took the time to be here. I really appreciate him, and he's been an immense source of support. Thank you for my friend and my brother for being here. Who else? Counselor Salazar, even though I think he's retired now, he was my role model, my role model and my mentor here. So just want to give a shout out to him. So I just want to say congratulations. Congratulations to each and every one of you. You deserve it. Enjoy this moment. Share it with your family, your friends. Make it last as long as possible. As long as possible. Trust in yourself and trust in the universe. That you will have the inspiration to continue, and that you will find that community and those role models to guide you. Congratulations to the class of 2013.